patched up. That shit. There we go. Hopefully that should be fine. I shouldn't have any issues. I hope. And of course, we already get something to start off with. That's just weird. I don't need no damn retouch on. Fuck that retouch. Get that. There we go. Okay, that ain't working. Yep. That works just enough. There we go. Now to get a bow going. And my coffee. Coffee. I got a friend's house. Right on. Oh, I also want to kind of like hit you up about, me going down there at some point, because I'm kind of pretty much at the point where I can, kind of start planning ahead of time for that. Since I have you in here. Whenever you're ready to coordinate. Yeah, because I'm going to Seattle tomorrow, and then it'll be at the end of October, so I'm going to Minneapolis. So outside of, I think, one other show or maybe like 2 other shows, I'm pretty sure everything is just set on, getting everything else taken care of. But there's also kind of like a scenario potentially popping up tomorrow, at least, when me and my friend Tyler are in Seattle. I don't know why he's doing this, but he's to get in a hotel room to spend the night at. I'm sitting here like, bro, honestly, like, save your money and just, say fucking go all night, with, being by the train station, because straight up, that will just save your money. Next month, money permitting. Right on. Yeah, my friend Tyler got a little fucked up in the mosh pit for the Testament Creator, so I think, honestly, I could probably get it, he's just like, I just want somewhere where I'm comfortable. Because I sure shit definitely don't blame him for that. So, I suppose that just means that it'll be a little bit easier and, to deal with bullshit when it comes to, at least being, like, having not to worry about, like, random bullshit in the middle of the night or whatever the fuck. And it won't be as cold and miserable. I am not trusting what there is this going. Stay. There we go. Lawn seats at the stadium were great. I'm not about to shovel 81st seat when the lawn's half that. Dude, go to, like, smaller, like, venues. You don't have to worry about lawn, seats, or any of that bullshit. Like, the venue that we went to at the Roseland, I mean, it's mostly just standing. Unless you want to, like, sit down, which you can if you want. At least in the bar section, there's, spots, if not already taken. I'm just kind of hoping that, once, the venue, has, like, ability to grab some drinks, and if so, I hope it ain't, like, just straight up bullshit where it's like, oh yeah, it's like $15 in card only, sir. Because Roseland, at least last week, they were cash only at their bar, which kind of surprised me. I enjoyed lawn. I don't think I enjoyed an indoor show. I get a bit overwhelmed. Well, I would just say, go, like, just check out smaller venues, or at least in the sense of, like, smaller shows. Like, because smaller venues usually mean also not as many people. It just depends on the band, too, to be fair, because some of them, will probably have a lot of fans, and some places, are just, they're more obscure of a band, and not many people know about them. Sold out already? Damn. I also found out apparently that like at least some of the train tickets are also sold out too. We still have it all figured out and squared away, but I was actually kind of surprised, to be honest. I was kind of thinking back in my mind, like, wait, a train sold out? I was like, that's kind of surprising to me, because usually that don't happen. At least the last time I went there, there was like, you know, when I took a train, there was like barely fucking anybody. For Rise Against or Sleeping with Sirens, so I want to see in a smaller venue. Yeah, and also smaller venues, you know, not always, but usually you can go outside for a little bit and go back in too, like to cool down, shit like that. But I think that's kind of like venue discretionary. Like some places, like, yeah, once the doors open, you know, and you walk outside, you can't go back in. But most places are usually very chill about that. Do you need an extra bag? I think that costs extra. Well, depending on what airline I take, I won't really have to worry about that type of shit. Like if I fly with Southwest, I don't really got to worry about that as much. At the stadium, do want to let you back in? Yeah, like bigger venues like that won't let you back in, but if smaller venues like the Roseland or like the Hawthorne Theater, for example, at least here in Portland, they will. They're pretty chill about it. Because, you know, some people in between shows or in between sets, you know, want to go out and smoke a cigarette or some shit. I'll never buy a venue beer again. Not at a stadium. Never do that. Unless you got some shit to throw around when it comes to cash, don't do that. You want, like, if you want to get alcohol, you know, at a show, make it a smaller venue when you do that, because it legit, you know, is way cheaper. It's still going to be more expensive than, you know, like a regular beer or, you know, whiskey coke or whatever the fuck you would normally get anywhere else. But, you know, it's not going to be $38 fucking rip-off expensive. It's going to predominantly be more like maybe 10, 12. For 2 beers still hurts me, I bet. Because, like, $38 for 2 beers better be 2, like, you know, fucking, like, 12 packs or some shit. I like the song, but it's a little too long. It's a little lengthy. There we go. Oh. I know I was forgetting something. My brain was like yelling at me for like sustenance, and I was like, "Wait, what drug am I missing here? Oh, caffeine. Give me my caffeine." Oh, so. Well, like, miss what? Like with the overpriced beer shit, or with me needing sustenance of caffeine, or both? Because like, you know, if you like, because if you get alcohol at a smaller venue, you legit want to like, you know, like it would honestly be way better. Like all in all, you know, it's not gonna be like $30 fucking, you know, expensive just for like 2 fucking beers. Like realistically, it would probably be that much for maybe 3, you know, but it's just a fucking ripoff, like doing that. Because at least around here, like, the cheapest would usually be like $8, $9, and, you know, average it's more like 10, 11, maybe 12. So way cheaper, and honestly, kind of get a lot more bang for your buck that way. So, you know, getting alcohol at like concerts and stuff is fine, but, you know, the stadiums, you want to like have some fucking money for that. You know, it's like, because it's one thing to obviously just go to show and that's it. You know, that in itself is pretty cheap. But if you want to get like a shirt or some merch or want to grab a drink or something, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg a little bit. Like for those stadium shows, I usually carry like $150 on me, you know, mainly because of the merch, which is going to be beyond retarded expensive, and then maybe like a drink or 2 if I want, because like usually also merch at venue shows that are like stadiums, you know, tend to also be more expensive. Like shirts, instead of like maybe $35 to $40, you know, will probably be more like 50 or maybe 60 sometimes if it's like really like expensive. So it's one of those things where it's just like, that's why, like, I've just never been a fan of stadium venues anyway. Like, if I ever go to those type of stadiums, it's usually because my friends are going to a show. I usually just try to fucking, go to smaller venues if I'm going to shows. Because honestly, like, the more smaller, tight-knit, like, thing, I don't know. I just prefer that way more. It's more of a vibe. Like, honestly, the vibe is just, different when it comes to, like, being in like an indoor small venue. Well, not even like small, like tiny, but like not a stadium. I mean, I think I might have my opinion change a little bit because like me and my friends going to Minneapolis, see Iron Man. That's that big stadium, but it's floor seats, like standing. Where there could be a mosh pit and stuff. So that is going to be a completely different, experience. From being in like a stadium where you're sitting or have a lawn seat. Gotta be way different. So I might have like, unless you got like some fuck you money where you can't do that, then it might be different. So I don't know. Oh, foo. And I think someone here wants foo. Smack things around like a princess, dude. Yeah, bruh. Didn't you just eat a whole food bowl just now? You know you want more? Oh my lord, bro. Move! You're in my way! Oh my lord, dog. Damn, bro. Damn, doggo. That's why there's a guy selling knockoff shirts. No, those big stadium venues, you see that all the time. Sometimes they end up being like, kind of better looking than, like the official like tour shirts and shit, but it just depends. But dog. Oh, just remind myself that. I want to see if I could try to find my Sepultura shirt for tomorrow, too. It's been pretty fucking awesome to see them, but man, knowing that this is going to be like their last North America tour is going to bum me the fuck out. Because, they're doing their farewell tour now. And from what I actually read an article about, like, maybe, one of the original, like, lineups of their brothers, the drummer and one of the vocalists, Igor and Max, about maybe coming back for, like, a farewell thing. And at least, the guys at Sepultura, have pretty much opened the door being like, yeah, do want. But from what it sounds like, they, are like, eh. They're kind of, like, yeah, we accept, we decline because, like, we just doing our own thing now at this point. But there's, like, no animosity from what I understand. And it would have been badass to see, like, them all come back together, with Brown in there too as like their current vocalist and shit. That would be nuts. That would be wild. But it wouldn't happen in North America though. Like they said, if they wanted to do that, they were going to do it, with their final like tours and final shows out in Brazil, where they're from. So I was just like, fuck. Even if it was a possibility, it wouldn't be here. It's like shit. God, dude, my fucking nose has been driving me nuts all damn day today. It was like barely anything. It was just like all right, fucking. Dude, I hate like, sniffly nose bullshit. Ugh, drives me nuts. Especially when you're working a food-based, job. Oh yeah, that's definitely really great. Oh, that's amazing. No, I would definitely recommend them. Oh, Tech 9. Well, I know about Tech 9. It's not like something I've seeked out before, but I'm aware. At least back in high school, me and my friend Tyler used to kind of like fuck on him and fucking what was that group? Limp Bizkit. The Limp Bizkit may be a little justifiable, but honestly, at least for me back then, I didn't even really listen to any text. I was just like, my friend don't like him, so whatever. I don't like him either. But now both of us actually, legit, kind of like him a little bit and stuff. At least, my friend Tyler hasn't, saying nothing negative. At least not that I'm aware of. But he could sometimes be a little elitist about things sometimes. Sometimes. I mean, usually he's pretty open and laid back about a lot of shit. But, man, if you don't like something, especially when it comes to, like, metal stuff, he does become that stereotypical metal elitist. And it's like, bro, come on. It's like, come on, man. Though, to be fair, there's only, like, one thing where I think, he has, merit for, being that way. And that would be, like, pit etiquette. Like, because we were having a convo about that the other day at the last show we were together at. And, he kind of went on about, like, we were talking about, like, just kind of, like, different etiquette about, like, the pit and shit like that, and all that stuff. And, and pretty much, like, went down with, like, there's, like, not many things I'm, like, really elitist about, but I'm a fucking elitist when it comes to the pit. I don't want to see this like faggoty like arm swing bullshit. I don't want like people doing somersaults, this and that, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, bro, like I get it, but take it down like a notch or two, just like by one or two. It's like what the fuck? It's like what the fuck, dude. I mean, I don't disagree, but shit. Like, I mean, when he gets on like a rant about some shit, he goes like to 100 really quick. It can be funny, honestly, but sometimes he gets legit really serious for a bit. I'm just like, okay. It's like, we get it, chill, just a little. At least when it comes to grunge and post-grunge. Well, I know I could be based on some, I just like more noise. Well, that's not being a snob. Like, liking different music, versus other shit is not being a snob. Like, being at least a snob is when, like, you pretty much nitpick, every tiny little thing about, like, a band or, like, an artist or, gatekeeping exactly what is metal or not or what music genre is what and all that shit. I mean, like, just having, like, different tastes, just that in itself does not, make an elitist or a snob. Granted, it's a part of the criteria, but there's a lot of other things that go into it, that, make one an elitist. Like, I mean, because I definitely got my tastes and shit, but I'm like the opposite of an elitist. If anything, I'm actually kind of like a generalist with a lot of it. I even call myself a music generalist mostly. Because, I mean, if I like it, when it comes to music, regardless of what it is, I mean, I'm going to bop to it a little bit. Get some dances and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it sounds good to me, I like it, but that's just like, kind of my musical mind in that way. Because even though, like, mostly just for copyright reasons, but just because, I usually play a lot of ska or punk in the background, with playlists, doesn't mean that's literally all I listen to. I mean, I'll listen to literally just damn near about anything. Frankly, I would have, like, different, playlist setups, or whatever, be like, oh, I'm feeling this mood today, or, but it's just hard to find different shit sometimes, at least it's in, like, copyright tight. Oh, I picked that genre. What, emo? Well, I'm not an emo head, so I'm not gonna care too much about the elitism, gatekeepiness of that shit. I mean, I like, mostly like kind of gothic style music and shit, especially like, Nightwish or Powerwolf, stuff like that. But, emo's got a spot. It's got a spot and place for me, but it's not really my biggest thing, though. You should kind of take the, I guess, like the softer, like, variation of it, which is, well, not really softer, but, just a different variation with gothic, kind of shit. You both got to have a lot of garbage. I know. It's one of those, because Gothic isn't like really necessarily just a specific genre. It's kind of like a style that is usually overlapped into a lot of other genres. Because, like I said, like Nightwish, had not as much, but they still kind of do have like Gothic, decor and like aesthetic with their with how they look and shit like that. Like kind of like I'd say almost like European hipsterish, but Gothic as fuck with it. Hard to explain, to be honest. Like, at least with just how they look. Like, if you look at Thomas or Floriansen or some shit, I mean, at least, like Floriansen straight almost looks like, like Gothic Victorian or some shit. Like, like just metal goddess status, but fucking Thomas, he just straight up kind of looks like a European hipster almost sometimes. I mean, but Gothic as fuck, though, at the same time. Then again, he is Finnish, so maybe that has something to do with it. Getting hyper into this group called I Set to Kill. Sounds like a cool name. You went outside. I hear you barking over by the door. There we go. Listener, and honestly, I think you'll like him despite the vibes. Despite. It's actually kind of like this, kind of like psychedelic, like kind of stoner rock metal that I kind of found via the algorithm the other day. That is actually pretty fucking awesome. It's not, anything close to emo, but I think you might like it, at least aesthetically, especially. It's called Castle Rat. But, it's really badass. It's kind of like if Stone Jesus and fucking, like, Sabbath and like the aesthetics of like some folk metal band in Europe or some shit all fucked and had a baby. And I think they're based out of Colorado, if I remember correctly. So be a leak. I'm pretty sure I sent you a link somewhere. I'm pretty sure I sent you one or two of their songs, like either on Instagram or Discord or something. This grunge revivalist group called River City Falls. It just straight up sounds like a town name. Welcome to River City Falls. Town, 10,000 folks out here. I mean, that just dead ass straight up sounds like some random small town out in like Virginia or some shit. Yeah, Lamau. Well, maybe that's kind of part of it. Like, like maybe like the whole idea is to kind of give like this kind of grungy name, because I can imagine like this random River City Falls town we just concocted is like, small town, used to be like a bustling lumber town or some shit like that by the river. It's got some falls, that run through town too. And straight up like fucking, has like kind of a grungy look to it because it's been run down and hasn't really been like revitalized, since like the 70s or some shit. I'm just picturing in my head, bro. So, you know, maybe there's something to the name. This thing also looks like an 80s porn actor. But Turbo Wolf? I mean, weirdly enough, like, the singer for Castle Rock kind of also looks like an 80s, you know, porn actor as well. But not in a mean way, though. She's just got, like, such hardcore, like, 80s, you know, like, fantasy aesthetic going on. Like, she literally looks like she would be in, like, one of those titillating fantasy movies from the 80s or some shit. A little type check. Sweet. Hey, pop up. Little pop up. You give you a little bang. Really? I got like literally last second there. Seriously. That's always fun, right? That's excellent. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, I get it. Ow. What the fuck? All right, well, I'm not touching that for a second. That's what I get for trying to, like, clean the fucking thing out a little bit. Like, God. Okay, it's fine now. Good Lord. Oh, Dios mío. Yeah. Actually, you know, while I'm finishing this up, got a little funny thing I wanted to tell you. So I was doing, you know, this little lunch stream yesterday, just kind of chilling, and dude, straight up, a fucking Nazi showed up. he came in for like 2 seconds to be like, "You look like you could rock the Hitler stash, bro," and then just start spamming 88, like right in the middle of a toke too. So I couldn't like quite catch him right off bat. But I was just like, oh well, one, immediate ban, and two, about to like, you know, dunk on this motherfucker, dude, because like, man, I haven't had like a true, you know, full on Nazi pop in a fat minute. So I'm just like, hey, didn't even make an alt or anything, just skibbity scrolled right on after, and it's like, man, you pussy, fucking little drive-by asshole bitches. Because they do get some like skibbity scrolls, you know, that drive by and do their weird shit, but usually it's not like, you know, weird right wing ass fucking shit like, you know, oh, you know, let's do some, you know, 88s. Here we go. All right. Oh, nice. Finished coffee, finished a toke. Now I'm about to work. My goodness gracious. But, of course, you know, we'll be here a little later once I get off work and all that fun shit. So, let's piss off for now and all that shenanigans. And toodaloo ball.